everyone, my name's Steph, I'm Botanist Cool, and today we are playing the Great Ace Attorney with the Ace Attorney expert herself,
Katie!
Katie! Welcome on everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic time and a fantastic day. We are at the point where right now Sholmes and Mikotoba have reunited to go off on their, to quote Katie, gay little adventures together. That is...
How do you do this to me?
That is your quote. It's literally on YouTube saying they're gay little...
But why do you do this to me?
And, I'm really excited because, like, now it's just really funny. Like, we mentioned, like, so much, like, mirroring and poetry from, like, 10 years ago to today, and Sholmes is just, like... We made a joke about it, like... Sholmes just like, ah, yes, you little Asian boy, just like my old Asian friend, come over here. We're going on adventures together. We're dancing together. But I'm really excited to see their chemistry with how they work together, because like this is going to be like this is now Story Sholmes and potentially Iris's dad. Which is still very weird. We don't know what's happening because Sholmes wouldn't let him stay for 5 more seconds. Just say, oh yeah, she's adopted or something. Which pisses me off immensely.
Yeah, that's the one thing I told you, I was warning you about.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, they do some dancing around stuff, as one does when you want to draw things out. But
yeah.
Like, I think they could have handled it better.
Yeah, and it's not just dancing the deductions either. Very clearly so. Let's go. The resolve of your no state. Ha! It's like resolve, like the game, guys. We got it. I love it whenever we switch perspective of a, like I remember when we did this with Edgeworth back in AA3.
Yes.
We fucking, I remember we were at the like snow temple or whatever, and we switched perspective to Edgeworth for part of the trial, and as part of the investigation and the trial, I fucking flipped out because I loved it so much. I love it when these games just like switch your perspective from the main character to a not main character, and make them the main character. It's just so much fun, and I am so fucking excited. Like, I remember thinking when we first started this part and we got the Sholmes getting his ear pulled that I'm like, okay, we're looking at Sholmes as if we were there, but we're not actually anyone, you know? I thought we were just like, you know, just seeing the void of truth. And then I realized, holy shit, we're actually just Mikotoba watching everything. I fucking loved it. It was so much fun. And sadly, we don't have beef here, and I'm really sad about that. First class cabin number 2. Yes, this is the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing. The crewman standing on the front of the door is an angry looking fellow. God, what accent do I give him?
Russian.
Yeah, but it's going to end up being beef again.
That's fine.
Why are you loitering here? Who are you? My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you? Do you not recognize the world-traveling great sailor? What? Chicken stroganoff when you see one? It's beefs! Wait.
Yep, it's the same last name.
Sholmes is on his arm. What?
Yes, it's very peculiar.
No shit, Sherlock! But yeah.
Sherlock.
No shit, Herlock. Do you not? First and foremost, chicken stroganoff is fucking funny. Second,
I was so excited for you to get to chicken stroganoff.
It's fucking hilarious, but also the thing is, this immediately caught my eye. I couldn't even enjoy chicken stroganoff that much because I just saw Sholmes written on him, and I'm wondering who wrote that on him. And why he hasn't washed his arm in at least a day. I mean, he's a sailor. Great detective. Ah, I don't think so. Do you see that, Mikotoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine. Goodness me, is that a tattoo? That's his Sholmes. I must say, whilst such adoration is flattering, naturally, it does leave me a little cold. What are you talking about? Leave now. How distressing my loyal devotee knows me only by name and not by appearance. And yet, I know a great deal about you, sir. You have a brother, damn it! You have a brother, I believe. Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world abroad in a Russian steamship, in fact. How could you know this? Elementary, my dear Mikotoba. I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard the ship, you see. We were looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There is nobody with this name on board. But we know that he purchased a ticket for passage. Ah, you mean Eastern man. He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk, he said something about an emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So Sesho's realized we're after him, has he? His cabin is one behind you. We shall have to investigate, please. No, I have orders not to let even mouse inside. Mikotoba, be a good man and draw the sailor's attention away, would you? Make some excuse so he leaves the area. And don't forget, discombobulate. Doesn't great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right? I was gonna say damn it, but he's Cusses, the plan is ruined. And you only have yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholmes. Forget it, cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside. Mikotoba, I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you? My talent for dance. Opening any lock? Oh. Within a mere 5 seconds. So if you'd be so kind as to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typically accommodating manner. How can I refuse a typically unappealing request, old friend? So I need to distract the burly sailor for 5 seconds, do I? Good man, so the game is afoot. I'm gonna pull the fire alarm. This would appear to be an alarm bell. All hell would break loose if that thing were to ring. The whole crew would know about it. I can actually do it! Let's go! I was dicking around, Katie. Hold on, I'm saving just in case it ends up being a bad end. Like, it was my first instinct. Here goes then. Pardon me in advance. You, what are you doing? If we were at sea, that'd be a very bad problem. What is going on down there? Seaman Stroganoff, report at once. Sorry, sir, nothing to report. It was just a stupid trick. No, not by me, by work. No, as I told you. Now, Sholmes. Done. Not even 5 seconds, eh? Well, don't stand there copying my brilliance, Mikotoba. In we go. Oh, yes. Fucking just yeet in. Jesus Christ. This doesn't look like he left peacefully. Good gracious. It would appear that the occupant of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly. Those close on the floor there, they're Seshiros, without question. Well, it seems we're just a little too late. Yes, by about 2 hours. Still, whilst we're here, we should investigate thoroughly. There may well be 2 hours worth of clues to find in here. That burly crewman may return at any moment, Sholmes. I'm so used to seeing Naruhodo or Rinosuke to switching my voice, and it's fucking me up. I don't have my normal visual cues anymore. This sucks. This sucks. Indeed, he may. Sorry, go on.
Rip.
Rip, thank you. Indeed, he may, which makes us all the more thrilling. First and foremost. Oh, wait, the glass of water. Hold on. Quite the exquisite glass, I must say. See here how it... Is something wrong, Sholmes? You suddenly trailed off. Ice, Mikotomo, ice! What opulence! The first class passengers enjoy chilled drinks! Pardon? Could it be that this steamship is equipped with an electrically refrigerated cold room, do you think? Well, it's a luxury liner after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce, such as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoyed culinary delights from all over the world. Certainly, Mikotoba. The sight of views make...
Go out, Steph, read the line.
He looks so loving in this moment. Just look into his eyes.
That's a word for it.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna say the other word, okay? The sight of you is making my mouth water. Ditto.
Sholmes, we're in the middle of an investigation, not you.
Oh my god. I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know. No, completely different, Mikotoba. I'm sorry, bud. Wait, enter that into evidence! They have a refrigerator here! God damn it. There's a speaking tube here. Look, it's been stopped with some cloth. So the voices of the crewmen in the bridge aren't in the noise, I suppose. Oh, indeed, are the voices in the cabin aren't heard elsewhere. But something have happened in here that was for no one else's ears, do you think? Either that or it could be to prevent snakes from entering. That's really becoming a favorite case of yours, hasn't it? Who's in the closet? According to our report I was given, Naruhodo was concealed himself in Asogi's wardrobe. Indeed he was, and it was of a similar size to this one. Ah, you must climb inside yourself, my dear fellow. What? Whatever for? It was the site of my first fateful meeting with Mr. Naruhodo. You can experience the moment for yourself now, complete with my dramatic rhetoric. Come along now, in you go. This will only take a moment. Really, Sholmes? Surely you can just tell me what you said. Well, I uttered some brilliant remark and opened the wardrobe to reveal the stowaway murderer. I think I'll just read it in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. This is a waste paper basket. Look, and there's still rubbish inside. Indeed. Then let us pry. I discovered recently that I have a penchant for exploring the contents of others' waste paper buckets. Oh, that doesn't sound right. I sincerely hope only for your work. Ah! Here we have a notice issued to the passengers from 3 days ago. 3 days ago? The night before we arrived in London, then. When I was still aboard myself. Upon departure from Tordon, all crew were required to assemble on the main deck. Oh, God, that took... I guess it was an evacuation drill, I remember now. For the safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. So it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once. That's a sizable truck indeed. Seshiro is partial to all things large. He is a very large man. Very big, very huggable, very friend-shaped. And a rather clumsy fellow if he failed to notice he left that behind. Perhaps he left it on purpose. It's lighter than you might think, but still a hindrance to a speedy escape. Pity it's locked, so we can't look inside. Surely 5 seconds from now, the situation will be quite different, though. Sadly not, it has a 7-digit combination lock. And I'm not in a morose enough mood to work through all the combinations at present. I hate that they have a point. That's a substantial heap of clothes on the floor. An overcoat, shirts, a dressing gown. Momoshi's work trousers, a Tezen robe, a Harumaki waistband, clearly the clothing of a Japanese man. And clearly Japanese men are unaccustomed to the culture of the wardrobe. It looks to me as if they've been thrown into the heap like that in something of a hurry. Indeed, you could help yourself to a Japanese man's shirts, perhaps. I'm sure you've made mention of packing too few. I'd very much like to drown in one of Seshiro's shirts. No.
It's not that he would like to.
What? Oh.
He said I'd very much like to. It's like, no.
I was gonna comment that it sounds very gay and I love it, but and then I realized.
You straight up misread it.
Listen, I can't. We've established this in the Steph Botanist Cool canon. I physically cannot read. Like, you know this. I know this. When have I ever read something properly, Katie?
I don't know.
Exactly my
But
point.
I've decided that we're playing Ghost Trick next for reasons that may or may not be related.
Do I have to read a lot of Ghost Trick?
We'll see.
Fuck me.
If you know, you know.
I'd very much likely drown in one of those Seshiro's. Oh. Fuck. I'd very much likely drown in one of Seshiro's shirts. No, I'll just buy the extras I need, I think. Plenty of reading material to keep passengers occupied on long sea voyages. I found a mixture of classic literature and easy reading to be most satisfactory, I must say. Tisk! Whoever stocked this bookcases was a hopeless heretic. There's no copy of the Adventure of Herlock Sholmes, my dear fellows! I'm afraid it's just me, but no, you're right. More blasphemous than overlooking the Bible. I should leave a copy behind. I just happen to have one with me. You're a true missionary of the Church of Great Detectives, aren't you? I was hoping to see like an extra book
By the
we put
way,
up here.
I forget. Are you able to like hear the music and stuff from this game?
Yeah.
Alright.
This is new.
Yeah, no, I was asking for upcoming reasons. Don't worry about it.
This song itself, though, is new.
Yeah, probably.
The wall is a slightly different color just here. Do you see? Indeed. What have you observed? The rise from the frame that has been hanging for some time is removed. Perhaps your friend is an odd thief. Now there's a bold deduction worthy of a great detective, I'm sure. He very well be the elusive thief who has been plaguing Francis' galleries of late. The great Lupin, is that who you're talking about? Or that's Lupin, right? Yeah. Hold on.
No.
What's Lupin's last name? Wrong Lupin.
Isn't Lupin the last name? Isn't it Lupin the Third? Or wait, no. Wait, no. That would be a first name.
Oh no, his first name is Arsène Lupin. So in this game, he'd be known as Lacine Arpin. Yeah, this game.
I was thinking of, like, I know there's an anime, I forget if it's based off of a book series or not, but with Lupin.
There's also several video games and books of Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin. Which, I know I've heard these two together before. In the past, so this makes sense. That they would make a small Lupin jab right here, which I greatly appreciate. And there is a anime that's like Lupin the Third or some shit like that. I don't know if it's about thieves, but I do know that it's named Lupin. I think perhaps we should focus our attentions elsewhere, Sholmes, don't you? They're not lying on the wall. I feel as though I might have spotted something of a similar shape and size elsewhere. Oh fuck. You're still here. Ah, Abel Seaman Stroganoff, hello again. I was beginning to think you'd never materialize. You are waiting for me. Of course, I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity far sooner. I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Poor innocent chicken. Chicken. It is your fault. Ship is leaving port soon. Get off, now. Of course you should walk presently, my dear fellow. But first, there's something we must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally, I must dance. To the bucking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth. Wait, what?
I'm just reminded of the the Jello apocalypse reading, where it's just like, I'm just gonna pronounce it like it was English and be wrong.
I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jigoku has not left yet this vessel at all. And for another, my dear Steven Stroganov, you know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you? How can you... Good gracious, Holmes, you mean you've worked it out? All of it? It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my...
Inimitable
logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more. What is this? We have a minute until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Yeah! Time is of the essence. Oh shit, we're going right into it. Wait, what?
Damn it! Time is of the essence, Steph. Let's go.
This is Sherlock, and let me to remind you of the earlier claim. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. That's what I said. Sadly, that was rather a clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it. What? Yes, of course. Oh my god, he's not even gonna go through his whole thing. We're going right into this. Oh my god, this is exciting. I see you've noted it too, Mikotoba. Then please do the lead. What in this cabin shows the possibility of Jigoku having disembarked 2 hours ago? Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your professional skills then, Mikotoba. It's been 10 years since I last did the Sholmes, not 3. Why, of course it has, quite. Now, all the clues are here in the cabin for your eyes to see. But, as I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe and the answers become clear. So, impress me. I think I can manage that. The ice is not melted. Take that! Let's go! I love it! Oh my Okay, you didn't see this, Katie, but for a fucking second, I was just like awestruck. Like, yes, tap.
I knew you would love it. I knew you would love it so much, and I will rewatch the stream later to
It's
see
so
your face.
good. Oh my god, I love it. Perhaps you should have cleared away that glass. How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted, despite it being abandoned 2 hours ago. Ah. It would appear that the man who had been in this very cabinet moments before arrival, with this well-chilled glass in hand, get your mind off refreshments, Holmes. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff? Yeah. But why would Ceshire run from us? Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Goose are the same words in which you and Mr. Jikoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Ah, that's right. They are. I was in the cabin next door, and Seshiro was, yes. 50 days in this cabin during our voyage. As I suspected, for you see, there are traces in the cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jikoku had to hide. What traces? I know nothing of them. I know nothing about this. Ah, this is news to you, Mr. Stroganoff. Sholmes, what are you getting at? As I said before, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. And it appears out of place, which I'm quite sure will not have escaped your notice. Something out of place in here. That's the key to this, Mikotoba. The remnants of a dark deed done in this place being masked. Something quite incourageous. Must say I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mr. Mikotoba. No, quite, but life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we all know. Now let's see if I can uncover the truth here. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow. The dark deed that took place here being masked by something quite... What's incongruous mean?
Incongruous. It means something that, like, doesn't line up, I think, is the definition.
I think it's literal. Yeah! Let's go, baby!
Yep.
Oh, yes, a little fancy like the little... Ah! Oh my god, Mr. Mikotoba, a man after my own heart. What?
Yep, he tap dances.
I love it so much! Joel's probably just like, ah, yes, I miss these tappy sounds that Mr. Naruto refuses to make. I even bought him tap dancing shoes, which he refuses to wear. It's in the rule of passage in this frame here. They're obviously out of place. By the way, they're hanging crooked on the wall. It's as if they were put there in a hurry. Yes, as I'm sure you already concluded. The frame was originally over here. The shape and size are a perfect match. You are right. When did this frame move? Hardly the most observant crewman, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? Your brother Beef would do so much better. I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve. So, because of why don't you lift that frame from the wall? What? There's a bullet hole? That looks like a bullet hole. What? Who has been shooting walls? I see the projectile has been removed. Clearly, the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. I have the distinct impression that you are attempting to shield said occupant. I do not know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern stranger? Ah, so we're still talking about the same man, I see. Good. Oh. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense as clearly shown by... I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholmes. My dear Mikotoba, simply keep the first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle. And I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I'd put a wager on it. So I have to glare at the fellow from all sides. Well, I can certainly do that.
I'm just putting a wager on it.
I'm putting a wager on it. Like, all these have been like little like jabs. 3 ice cubes. Something's askew. Wager on it. They've all been like little like motivations. All right. Next bit of tap dance. Let's go. Ah! It's a little chin thing. It's almost too obvious for words. Quite the universal language for the world. Money. Ah. And I'd wagered at the eastern fellow in question. Is Seshiro Jikoku, yes? Gah. So I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice. But... I believe you know, Mr. Shogunov. You know Mr. Jikoku is hiding at this precise moment in time. As always, Mikotoba, in the matter of deduction, the fruit of glance is your unfaltering ally. Yes, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. You found the chink in the burly fellow's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. But let us figure out the pupils in mere delayed blink. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible. You can hardly call this a barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man's turned his entire head. It's not exactly described as a furtive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious. We shall let your tapping toes aside, my dear fellow. Hold on. I mean, it's very clear he's looking towards a large trunk, but I can't see his pupils as if he's hiding maybe like behind the hole in the next room. Like, I don't think Seshiro would fit in that truck. But he's also like looking behind. Oh, I can't even choose the bullet rule hole. Never mind. Is there anything else I can look at? He might be looking at the bookshelf. No. The only thing that makes sense is a large trunk. Yeah. New pose every time. Let's go. I love it.
Great, isn't it?
It's so good. You turned immediately to look at this large trunk, didn't you? Ah. The truth is, Seshiro Jikoku was unable to escape from the ship in time, and is, at this very moment, doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk. If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low in air. Imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible. But how can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock? We don't know the 7-digit code. The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure. Of course. In short, before Jikoku had hid himself inside the trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganoff. Hold on. 5, 6, 3, 1, 0, 4, 5. It just coincidentally says Sholmes. I was really confused about the 3 and the H, honestly, to start with, but I was just assuming that maybe he couldn't write properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, English was not his first language, so bad writing. Nope, they're fucking numbers. How? God damn it. That's brilliant.
It's real good, right?
It really is. No, I know nothing about combination code. Don't move a muscle, my good seaman. Oh. Now, Mikotoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? How on earth do you... Come on, Mikotoba. It's a 7-digit number, remember. Quickly now, we have little time. Fuck!
You can... Q is yeah.
5, 6, 3, 1. Oh, 5?
I would turn it up. I would try and like turn yourself a little bit upside down first.
Yeah, it's a, it's a 2, it's not a 6.
Yeah.
5, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. 3, 1. Wait. 3, 1, 0, 4, 5. Do the tippy tappies. No tippy tappies. Did it? It's open. You added to metal, didn't you? Nope. Wow. How'd he fit there?
Well, you can see it right now with your eyeballs. Exactly how.
Whoa, Eugen, you found me now. Seshiro. What happened here? I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you in here, you know. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. Just wish it were some other way. What did he do? Hey, you haven't introduced me. Oh, your reputation precedes you, Mrs. Sholmes. I've read stories of your exploits. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jikoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil in details, Mr. Mikitoma. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion, who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour. I see my reputation precedes me well. What an honor. Well, Seshiro, are you going to explain this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, on the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life on this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey, yes, I've since heard. Because you were prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So you decided to flee the capital without saying a word about it. What was the difference between their voices? I'm starting to get them mixed up really quickly. I know there was a difference. I don't know what it is now. Maybe put a little like a...
I don't know. It's because it's very hard because you've got like... They're definitely both on the deeper end,
Yeah.
so...
I'm afraid so, yes. Of course I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you. It's somewhat surprising, I must say. Loki for the hydrant and the stretch. Thank you very much, Loki. Hold on. Yeah. Thank you very much, Loki. Everyone do your stretches, do your hydrates. Make sure you're doing well. And shout out to Loki. E Octo. There you go. How you doing today, Loki? Oh, give myself a good stretch. Good, just vibing? Hell yeah, enjoy the vibes, dude. What is? Well, first-class cabins on board luxury steamships are in very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So, says the protagonist of some colorful short stories, well, I don't care for your opinion. Cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket, and here I am. I've just seen for myself obvious remnants of that incident in the cabin. So you've already purchased your return ticket before we even docked over, had you? To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence, that is. Eugen, I have nothing to say to you. Hell, In a mere 5 minutes, the ship will set off on its onward voyage and not make port again until Italy. I'll listen to you in the background. Wanted to force you to drink water. Thank you very much. Like, I do sincerely appreciate that. I need to drink water. I'm a thirsty son of a bitch. I'm afraid we must insist you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over our movements. We have this, Seshiro. Take it. What is this? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British courts would be. You came prepared then, Eugen. Come on, let's go.
I love the face, though.
Mm-hmm. 1 moment. What is this, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jikoku's trunk, I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is that, Seshiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something. But what, I have no idea. By the look of his face, I think he generally doesn't know. Well, let us pocket it as a small souvenir from our brief sojourn in France. Well, young Naruhodo, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant. I will ignore the fact that she is my daughter and not mention her in any loving way, shape, or form. Instead, only mention you, main character Naruhodo.
I mean, I don't know. I'll just see it as like he's respecting her position.
Fair.
I mean, it is unusual. All things like the fact that he like let her dress up to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because the courts of Japan don't allow girls. He was like, yeah, I'll cover for you, and I'll get my friend to cover for you. And B, the fact that he let her like study law to begin with is like, I think that says enough.
Progressive over the time for sure. All right, let's go. Oh shit! We're back at it, baby. Kazuma Asogi, I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie, but still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. I know more. You know more than you're saying. So, I do have to ask. Is this the last part of the trial? Or do we have another like time where we gotta do some investigating and dancing?
There's no more investigations after.
Okay.
No. But wasn't that a hell of an
That was
investigation?
such a fun investigation, the little tap dancing. Oh my god.
Favorite part of like the entire Ace Attorney series.
No, I can't blame you. That was so much fun.
Especially because once you finish that, you're officially allowed to weigh in on the is Sholmes a genius or an idiot debate.
Yeah, and I would say this. He's a jidiot. Half genius, half idiot. It's whatever he decides to be at that moment, honestly. The man's obviously fucking brilliant, but he's a fucking idiot. Like, that's just it. He's a brilliant idiot. That's it. Like, he's both of them. He's just both.
It's just, everyone, like, hits that point, and it's like, it's just like, he's like, oh, no time for messing around, time to be serious, and then you're just like, wait.
The entire time. Yeah.
The whole time you were just messing around because there was time to mess around.
Yeah.
Because you knew you could de-bomb that, or defuse that time bomb in 5 seconds if you needed to.
And even when it got close, he was like, hey, hurry it up kind of deal.
Exactly. You're just like, god damn it, Sean.
Like 100% of the time, like the difference between his time with Naruhodo, Mr. Naruhodo, and Mikotoba was clear crystal day, where it was just like with Ryunosuke, he's having fun, he's enjoying himself, kind of going around the way.
Like the first time he ever does it is when it's for a murder that he knows clearly didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he just ran with it continuously.
Just having fun and enjoying himself. And then like when shit was down the line, whenever it gets like really close to the line, he's like, all right. The only reason I'm asking you is because technically in the meta we have to ask the player to do something, basically. But like, it makes sense, you know. They just pass it off on each other. They confirm each other's theories. He's very serious, and I love that. Sholmes is 100% a genius, but he is also an idiot. And in the same way you would call your best friend a fucking idiot, he is an idiot, 100%. And I will never say he isn't, but I will also say he's brilliant. During the 30 minutes while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jikoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained. We must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the Reaper has already done the deed. There's no sense in wasting any of the court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict. No, the trial cannot end now. You're a Japanese man, Inosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword. And you should know never to presume when the battle is won. The court has already presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion, that the accused is guilty. All relevant testimony? Far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom the court has yet to hear a single word of testimony. In that case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel. Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible.
The witness is already on his way and scheduled to arrive tomorrow.
Who on earth is this crucial witness? Seshiro Jigoku, the very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper. Judge Jigoku, you found him. But the investigations of every policing resource in the capital suggest Jigoku's already dead. How in the name of God did you find the man? He was located in France during the recess at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions. Herlock Sholmes said that Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death, because along with the prosecutor Sogi, Gregson was on the mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seshiro Jigoku is the sole witness who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grus on the 31st of October. Well, it would appear that this is too soon to move an education at this point. The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered. In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. Court will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow. No objections from either side. No, my lord. No objections, my lord. We live to fight another day. By the skin of our teeth.
I forgot.
Yeah?
I forgot that that they don't just magically bring Jigoku here instantly.
Nah, they gotta give
Is
him a
there
name.
another investigation part I'm not thinking of? I have no clue.
It's investigation part 1's coming up next, buddy.
I guess I lied to you.
You lied to...
But I don't remember.
Katie, how could you lie to me? That's so
all.
rude. Holy shit, dude.
I don't remember this at all.
I am so insulted. You lied to me.
Listen, I was so caught up in the joy of dancing around with Sholmes and Mikotoba that I forgot that there's another investigation section.
Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. The unexpected halt of proceedings set a clamor around the courtroom, but outside the Bailey, where Londoners knew nothing of the scene of the secret trial of Finn, was a typical still night. Then, at little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to Baker Street.
Oh man, now I'm hungry.
I know! Fuck! We have returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you've had even more wearing day than Mictob and I, no? You could say that we were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So this prosecutor Sogi had you on the ropes, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Well, he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Cosmo's changed.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
I mean, it's incredible to think that he'd even entertained the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. When all this started, almost a year ago now. Mr. Sholmes still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he himself described as a great detective's lie. Now, I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France.
Well, it is another country, Mr. Sholmes. So, what news of Judge Goku?
We took it to Scotland Yard. The investigation detectives there have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Mikotoba. This must be quite a shock for him. Yes, I picked this up from the telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already? I put upon you for the matter only yesterday. You put upon me, Sholmes. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well.
Oh, you had a reply already.
Also urgent, though, Mr. Sholmes. Such matters can wait till later. Fuck you! I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present.
Well, that's good news, because supper is ready, everyone.
That's a fucking feast. Ah, what a feast it is! If I went on the weather, I think the trial was already won. Roast beef, kippers, stew, steak and kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding.
Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up.
In that case, I think I'll seat myself here. This place seems to be the only one set with a helping of pheasant as well.
Oh, sorry, Hurley, not there.
Mm-hmm. Why ever not? Are we in set places this evening?
Yes, and that place is for Susie's daddy.
For me?
That's right. I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey.
I see. Well, that's terribly kind of you.
It's a shame, really.
What do you mean?
Well, for a brief moment, I believed it. That Susie and I were half-sisters, I mean. Oh. Iris, do you mean? Yes, I know now. I overheard yesterday. I secretly listened into the conversation you had after I tricked you all into thinking I'd left.
I am not surprised whatsoever. What? What? A misunderstanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. But actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Rigatoba are Iris's father. Lame. Yes, about that, Iris. You know, I
know. You can't tell me at the moment. virus. Pheasant is by way of an apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping.
Oh, no, that's quite alright. Then why did I get an apologetic pheasant? Just who was Iris's father? I suppose that's not something we'll be finding out today. I'm guessing it's Clint. It has to be Clint's daughter. Like, she's what? She's 10?
Mm-hmm.
She has to be Clint's daughter. Like, she has animated pro tag hair, too. It's not a normal color. She has to be Clint's daughter. So then let us dine, whilst our largely pheasantless plates are still piping hot. A fine idea, Sholmes. It looks all absolutely delicious.
Eat as much as you like. There are always seconds.
This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. About that telegram from Japan and about Kazuma. Kill this opportunity slip away. I'm gonna punch him. Are there more people here, or is it just him?
See.
I was expecting to see like everyone. Actually, I was expecting like everyone have a seat somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? The press Sholmes is back. Surely it's abundantly clear that I wasn't brooding over Mikatoba's refusal to share his pheasant with me. Nevertheless, I felt the need to withdraw from social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes. What is he wearing around his neck? Oh, it's fucking goggles.
Sorry, Hurley, but I cooked that pheasant especially for Susie's daddy.
Even though I've played the role of father to you for far, far longer. Mr. Sholmes? Can I discuss some things with you? Certainly, my dear fellow, I found myself quite in the mood for a spell of conversation. No doubt, you're hungry to learn more of my deep love of game. I can probably contain my curiosity on that one. You needed to look at me in that fashion. In what fashion? It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we have some rather unpheasant matters to discuss.
That one really got you, huh?
It's so good! Fuck, that was good. So, what was that telegram you received back from Japan then? Ah, this! I think my lucky stars had arrived in time. Record found as indicated. Duplicate follows. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. What? Those 4 names? We've come across the same exact list before. They came up with an unforgivable case last spring. What appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder turned out to be the masking of a monumental intrigue, a plot that involved the sale of British governmental secrets to foreign states. In exposing that means by which the secrets were being leaked, we deciphered a fragment of the message. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. So Wilson was actually part of the Reaper. Holy shit. So Assassin, Tobias Gregson, Jay Wilson, which is John Wilson, and Kazuma Asogi, they're all members of the Reaper organization. Holy shit, okay. But we didn't find the names out until the case was over. We never did get to the bottom of what they meant. All we knew was that the information had been sent to somebody in the British government, to somebody in Japan. So why are the names coming up again now?
Yes, where did the sender of your telegram discover them, Mr. Sholmes?
I have here the message I wired yesterday. Let me read it to you. Enter Judge Gogo's office undetected and investigate telegram records. Certified communication from Britain dated 1 year ago. List the 4 names. Lead by tomorrow. Naruhodo. You asshole. You asshole! I sent it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions of this nature.
You asked Inspector Hosnaga to undertake such an onerous task for you.
He still has a turtle on his head! Yeah. And in my name? I wonder what guys he opted for this time. My dear fellows, it's a matter of great urgency, you understand. Anyway, the list of names was found in Seshiro's office, as Sholmes predicted. So, you mean the mysterious collection of names that was sent from British Japan was...
Was sent to Judge Jigoku. He was the intended recipient.
I don't believe it.
But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually signifies.
Well, 3 of the people are assassins, so... I did formulate a hypothesis about that. But without the shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Mr. Sholmes looks deadly serious for once. That tragedy we had to go through on the SS Buria, it was all for nothing. Cosmo wasn't dead at all. We were so completely taken in by the lie you told us. Your great detective's lie. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, whatever the cost. What? I capitalized on the events that should inspire to see that he was sent back to Japan.
His remains, you mean?
Precisely, Mr. Sato. And then I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead. Who was that?
Oh my, you mean...
The arrangement between our 2 countries was already in place. 1 university student lawyer and 1 judicial assistant to be accommodated on a study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill the place originally intended for Mr. Sogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years at least. Wait, do you mean to say that it was only to stopping Cosmo from coming to Britain? That's why you... Think back, Mr. Naruhodo! Was there not somebody who casually urged you to continue your voyage to England? To England? The terms of... Oh, fuck, what was his voice? The terms of it... Oh, fuck.
Gentle, polite, good boy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. In the light of Mr. Sogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. My dear fellows, the majority of the problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely.
But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer.
The voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Wink, wink. You manipulated me? I often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive a man. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it.
But if it was all contrived. I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. A woman was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator. What do you suppose became of her?
Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the unfortunate soul in finding the foreign refuge she sought. I seem to remember Miss Susato and I had some rather strong words for her. Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. She deserved every word, I'm sure. Wonder if she made it to America then.
I'm afraid I simply cannot comprehend it. Why would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? Why were you so determined to stop Kazuma-sama from reaching Britain?
The truth is, 12 months ago, there was already a very tangible omen of the impending tragedy, you see.
Oh.
An omen that at this very moment in time is close at hand. An omen of all these tragic events that already existed a year ago? So close at hand? We need to find out exactly what Mr. Sholmes knows. And yet another... What do we gotta present to you? Actually, let's examine this real quick. This looks like the top of a watch. You see these little things all over the place, don't you? It's the part on top of a pocket watch. There you go. You're supposed to set the time, isn't it?
It's called the crown, I believe. A watch would be quite useless without one.
The crown, like what sits on top of a monarch's head. That's a very grand name for such a tiny part. But actually...
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo?
If this is a crown, I have a feeling I might have seen a monarch around here somewhere with a very bare head.
If by monarch you mean pocket watch, then I'm quite sure you have.
Oh, I wonder what that means. Can I not just connect the two dots, or do I have to go see the pocket watch real quick? What do you think, Mr. Sato?
I feel sure I know exactly what will fit here.
Really? I was just thinking precisely the same thing.
We're about to see that the little round component is actually part of Inspector Gregson's broken pocket watch.
Really? I was just thinking precisely that too.
Ka-cheek. A perfect fit.
I knew it. Alright, perhaps you knew it.
I'll make a note of this new information at once.
Can I still pull on this? Alright, let's we haven't examined the sword actually. Karma, the great blade. It's such a thing of beauty, I want to gaze upon it for hours. The tip of the great sword, broken. It's such a shame. It's been something things I cared for over the years. I can almost hear Karma sobs. It looks like you deserve to have it. Cosmo must have really taken a swing for that to happen. It's almost like you deserve to have it. Just saying. And Cosmo doesn't, because he's now evil. Yeah, Hosanaga, let's go! I love it. I love it they brought him in here for something really small. It's so cute, and the continuity is great. So what do I present to you is the question. Let's present this. See what happens. I can't. Oh, there's a present button. There are no room for doubt when your instructions in the telegram, Mr. Sholmes. You were very clear that it was Judge whose office that was to be searched, so you obviously knew that this is where the list of names would be found.
Okay, so he and blah 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 blah.
We only learned of these 4 names over 6 months ago now, and only just because they appeared as part of a top-secret government communications that were leaked. That's true, yes, but at the time you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan. Around 6 months before that, approximately this time last year in fact, when you were both still in Japan. It really would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others for intercepting state secrets, because after all, I perpetually eavesdropping on communications between the British and Japan. This man
You
is.
thought I was stupid, but I am a genius.
This man's a
Now let
fucking
me think
idiot.
about my present.
This man's a fucking idiot. I'm going back on the idiot. I'm fully swinging back
Why
to
are you
idiot.
going back on idiot? Do you think it's easy to eavesdrop on communication?
No, but he's putting Iris in danger if he gets arrested for eavesdropping on communications.
He's putting Iris in danger if he gets killed by criminals as well. Like, I don't know if that counts.
You're perpetually doing what? How? No! I want these details! What do you mean, never mind the details? Fuck off! But you should know. No secret is safe when he has the signs of knowing. Yeah, man.
Oh my, Mr. Sholmes, what a fabulous line.
Now, after 1 month, that list of 4 names was wired to recipient in Shikoku in Japan. Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. I mean, okay. That's a good point. John Wilson was murdered, so he can't be part of the thing, can he? As I learned of the incident, my hypothesis rapidly took shape in my mind. As it turned out, I was partially correct, and partially mistaken. Nevertheless, it was the beginning of all the tragic events that were to follow.
Mr. Sholmes, please tell us all you know. Tell us about these 4 names and the tragedy to which they're all somehow connected.
As I said when I heard of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, my mind immediately turned to those 4 names because you see, there was someone else on the list who I believed to be recently deceased. What? Who? Aishin, as was described in Japanese script, was in fact Miss Asashin. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer, well known amongst London's unsavory classes. Oh, I see. But she had completely vanished from existence several months before Wilson's murder. So I came to the logical conclusion that she had herself been killed. And accordingly, I became fearful of the lives of the remaining 2 persons on the list.
Oh, K. Sogi and T. Gregson.
Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. I determined it would be safest if young Asogi were to stay away from Britain. Ah, so that's why he wants such lengths to prevent his study tour from going ahead. Exactly!
Oh, you already know who Kazuma-sama was, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh yes, Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. I recounted many tales of Asogi to him in my letters. And the news of Dr. Wilson's death, of course. Yeah, she still thinks Dr. Wilson's her father. Kind of. But she's
No,
been
she
holding
doesn't.
on. She's been holding on to that for years. It's still kind of sad. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. For 3 years or 2 years, whenever they got the report, she's like, this is my father. Right?
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, she learns yesterday it's not her father, but the entire time she's been thinking it is. And you've yet to learn that your Quint is your father.
No. So, Dr. Wilson is dead then? I didn't know.
Oh, Iris.
I know he wasn't my daddy, but still, that's very sad. I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you. No.
But what you just told us, Mr. Sholmes, doesn't completely tie in with the facts. There's one big hole in your hypothesis.
A big hole, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, yes, you mean about assassin, I presume.
Oh, of course.
Exactly, she wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan, posing as a visiting student under the assumed name of Jeziel Brett. I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellow, but I only became aware of this fact 2 days ago, in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel. Fuck.
Oh.
And upon hearing the startling revelation, the hypothesized form surrounding these 4 names was completely turned topsy. What? Topsy? Topsy hypothesis. What do you mean when you say your hypothesis was turned topsy, Mr. Sholmes? I believe all 4 names on the list were the names of victims. However, I was mistaken. Very much so. Assassin was a killer. So this telegram is a list of both victims and killers, is it? Oh, that makes sense. Indeed. And it seems Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching Mr. Wilson, Dr. Wilson. Her visiting student status being merely a front. Ah.
Which would of course explain why no motive could be determined for her actions.
So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by an assassin is because he was a target of an assassination. Informed with knowledge, fresh consideration from the telegram, puts the list in a very different perspective. What do you mean? Well, does it not strike you that there's another among the 4 who subsequently became a visiting student? Wait, you mean... But of course a name you know only too well. I mean... Kazuma? Was Cosmo gonna murder Gregson?
Oh.
He did say in court earlier today. Yes, on the 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. His Mark was probably Gregson, wasn't it? Oh my god. Young Soshi accepted the mission a year ago now.
Surely not.
In conclusion, this document is a contract of sorts. An internal agreement, one might say, detailing an assassin exchange. An assassin exchange? How could Cosmo have possibly got involved in something like that? Let's assume that we have 2 parties each, wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. Those 2 parties make a contract to swap their respective assassins' targets. That would be an assassin exchange.
So to begin with, the British assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Japan, where she kills her target. And then the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. Certainly does sound like an exchange.
But what on earth is the point? Don't forget, Naruhodo. The British assassin is at least escaped conviction, thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by the consular judici. Oh yes. Such tradition should be null and void under the terms of the new treaty between our countries. So the fact that it was brought to play suggests the intervention at the highest levels. The highest levels? These murders were two sides of the same coin, linked, not by a common motive, but a contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated, yet in truth, the assassins were complicit in one singular devilish scheme. That association and the safeguard of the diplomatic community were, I believe, the motivation behind this plot. But wait a minute, Sholmes. If this telegram really was describing an exchange of assassins as you're suggesting, it would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Sessho Jikoku at all. It would mean Asogi's target was actually Inspector Gregson. Kyle came here for Gregson? So Jikoku wasn't actually the mark? Well, hold on. No. Stop. I think they're mistaking 3 different factions. There is the Reaper, there's the British government, and there's the Japanese government. The Japanese government wants Gregson dead. A miscellaneous reason, I don't know why. The British government wanted Wilson dead. Miscellaneous reason, I don't know why. The Reaper wanted Jikoku dead. It just happens they're all faffing about with one another and all this bullshit. Like, seriously. Seriously. I hold myself personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe.
Mr. Sholmes.
He is the Reaper, though. I told him I feared and implored him to take a transfer to an overseas position. Obviously. With a young pickpocket in tow. Yes, Gina. Come to think of it, Inspector Gregson did mention that to us at the Great Exhibition. Maybe transferring to Paris police and taking Gina with him. But without informing me, he engaged in one last assignment, it seems. And sadly, turned out to be his very last. It's too much to take in.
Alright everyone, that's quite enough of all that serious talk for one day.
It's not! I need to know more!
Let's have more pheasant. Yum yum. Isn't it, Hurley? I mean, look at the time.
Ah, quite right, Iris. We must conclude our preparations for tomorrow. What preparations? Well, I think I shall make my way back to the hotel room now. This has certainly been a night to remember. It's been so much fun, LOL.
It is a little bit sad, though.
Hmm?
I mean, I liked the idea of you being my daddy. Because then Susie would have been my big sister.
I'm sorry, Iris.
I know, Iris. I was thinking quite the same thing. Where are you? If somebody like me would be worthy, I would be delighted to become your sister. What? Really? Oh yes, without question.
Aww.
So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to
No!
Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure.
No! You didn't have to agree quite so readily!
Oh, but wait a minute. If Susie's going to be my big sister, you could be my big brother if you want, Bruno.
Huh? Yes, of course. If you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother. Well done, Iris. You must always be mindful of feelings. I've raised you so well. Because being sensitive is your strong suit, naturally. Bruno's being sarcastic there, guys.
Right, I'm going to work extra hard for tomorrow now, because it's for my big brother and sister.
Let's talk about preparing for tomorrow. Preparing what?
You'll just have to wait and see.
I'm gonna be in a court of law. What do you mean, wait and see?
Tee.
This gives me, if I was in Bruno's shoes, the amount of anxiety I would have. The amount of fucking anxiety. I can't leave my house without quadruple checking the locks. Do you think I'm gonna be able to go to sleep knowing that like 3 maniacs have something planned for me in court tomorrow?
At least if it's Iris, you can relax a little bit because you know that just the idea of Iris is just like, okay, it can't be too bad for my health. If it was just Sholmes, that would be scarier to me.
I mean, fair, yes, but like, the keyword was too bad. There's still the 2 there. It is still somewhat terrifying. Does this make Sholmes our dad?
Welcome to the found family.
Oh. Good luck in court tomorrow, son. I'm expecting a sterling performance. I'll do my very best, of course, Dad. So the overnight break in the trial proceedings became a crucial turning point, exposing new truths whilst posing new conundrums. I list the 4 names on the telegram in Judge Jikoku's office, and the extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend somehow became involved. I feel as though I had been plunged into an ever greater darkness all of a sudden, but at the same time, I felt sure I would see the light again soon. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. Aww. Disgusting.
His attorney really was like found family triumph.
It was. It's cute.
I love my 2 dads and my 2 sisters.
I think that's a good ending place for today. I think it's the perfect ending place for today.
Yeah.
So, see my current progress? Yes, please and thank you. Is a part 2 for the trial. It's not the final part. Okay. So, first and foremost, if you're on YouTube watching this VOD, thank you very much. I do hope you sincerely appreciate it. I'm probably going to make a short of just every time I've reacted to the Tippy Tappies because they're so fucking good. YouTube, thank you for watching this. I hope you had a good one. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool. We'll see you for the next one.
See you.